What's going on, you awesome movie nerds? It's finally done. My collection is finally updated and cataloged. This has been a work in progress for like 9 months now or so. And I didn't expect it to take this long when I started working on it. Basically, once I had realized that I was really starting to collect movies and I was going to need a database to catalog everything, keep everything organized, and be able to check and see, hey, have I bought this movie yet or not? That sort of stuff. I had downloaded an app. I think it was called like iCollect or something along those lines. And basically, it was really nice for what it was. You'd scan it, it would come up with that title, you'd be able to add it into your collection, and then you can just browse. It was super easy because it was an app on the phone, so if it did not have it in the system yet, you can just take pictures of it and put in the information. It was pretty easy to use, and I liked it for what it was. The problem was that it was only on the phone, so I could not browse my collection off of a computer or anything. I was a little bit annoying. And then it just started dropping films out of my collection, and I'm not sure why. So if I thought I had a film and I went to check and then it didn't show up in my database there, and I went and I would look and I'd find it in my collection. That happened a couple times, and so I was like, all right, gonna need to start looking for a new system. And I researched it a lot to try to figure out what I wanted to use. I started using, I think it was called like TV Tracker or something along those lines. It wasn't really designed to be used as cataloging of collection, but almost more of a social media platform to share with others your, like, hey, this is my collection. So you couldn't say, I have this version of the DVD, or this version of the Blu-ray, or this anniversary edition. It was just, I have this movie. And so it worked, and what was really nice is I could use it. I could look stuff up on my phone or on the computer, and it was all online. You just needed to sign into the account, and it was completely free. But really wasn't what I was looking for, and I kept searching around, and I finally came across a program called DVD Profiler. It was really interesting. It was weird. It took me a long time to find a good program. And now, it does have this DVD Profiler has a free version, but it does have limitations to that free version. First off, the images are not going to be in HD quality, and there's just other little features. Now, you can add as many films as you want. There was a lot of stuff that I would check out that you could add like 50 films, and then after that you would need to pay. Which obviously, if you have a collection, and you're a collection big enough that needs to be put on a database, you know, it's going to be more than 50 films. And yeah, so this was really nice that it's a free program. There's just little things that are nice for the paid version. I ended up going with this, and I was just going to just add all my films into this new program, which I didn't think was going to take very long. So yeah, I started doing that. But what's really annoying to me about movie collecting, how do you organize it? Like, you know, you can organize it by like genre, or by, you know, title, by date of release. You've got, you know, different ways you can organize it, but the problem is every time you get a new title, you have to create room in where you're going to put it on the shelf, sort of thing, and everything's got to move down. It can be a really annoying process at times to add, especially if you have multiple titles. So that was annoying. I wanted to come up with a system that everything, whenever I got something new, it would be super easy just to add it into the collection. And I realized that DVD Profiler numbers each of your films, which is really, really cool. So that what you could do, essentially, is if each film is numbered and you put that number on each film, then you are able to just look it up on the database. It'll give you the number, and you can just go pull out the film. So, I bought a pack of these, actually, inventory number labels. And I started using them on my collection. So I'll stick the number right up there in the corner, and then what I thought would be a really cool idea is have a back label for each of my collection, just to have the title of the film, the year it was made, the rating, and the runtime. Because these are always stuff that I'm looking for, and just having that little thing on the back makes it super nice. It does take a bit longer to add stuff into the collection initially, but then once you add it, it just goes in sequential order, so it's super easy to put it in place. Finally have all of it done and cataloged. So let me show you around my collection here. So this right here is where actually the bulk of my collection is. So as you see, I don't keep the discs in their original case. I have these cool little sleeves that I found. Keep the original artwork without damaging it or anything, but also massively size down the space it requires to house a large collection, which is really, really nice. So inside the sleeves, I've got the disc itself. Now, one thing I will say about keeping your collection like this in these little sleeves, while it does save on space, it is more likely that your films could get scratched. I've never run into an issue with it, but pulling it out of a sleeve like this rather than off a spindle from a DVD case, there's a much higher chance of it getting scratched. So, be aware of that, but also it's just such an awesome space saver, and I think it looks really, really cool. So I love doing it this way. I've got all of it numbered. Really nice. And whatever film you pull out, it's going to have this little title, focus. So I got this title card on the back with the title, the year of the release, rating, and runtime. Which is just, I find it super nice to have that information readily available. And so yeah, this is the bulk of my collection. This turntable thingy, it holds about 1,200 films. I don't quite have it full, but it's almost there. I really like it. It's super easy to find what you're looking for. You just type it into the DVD profiler, and that'll give you the number. Say you're looking for, number 506. You come down into the 500s, and you look up 506, and I can see that 506 is actually, because it jumps from 504 to 507. So 506 is not in this main bulk. So where would 506 be? So here are all the box sets. You've got, because box sets, they're not going to fit in those cool little sleeves. So I have them here on the shelves, and I also have them in the drawer. Now, let's see, again, these are these old Warner Brothers snap cases. Again, these are not going to fit in those cool little sleeves, and thus needs to find drawer space, shelf space, something somewhere for these things to go. Now, we're looking for 506. Here's 506. Haha. Harry Potter is where I keep the films that I'm not able to put in the sleeves. And then I have a couple other sections of my collection. Mill Creek. I've really gotten into collecting Mill Creek titles. I think they're just a really fun distributor, distributing some nice budget and older classic films, which is really, really cool. So yeah, it's fairly small at this point, but steadily growing. I love these huge brick packs, like the 20 movie musical set, or this Clash of Olympians 16 movie set. Just a lot of really fun sets. You even have like a 50 movie gunslinger pack, which is really fun. So anyway, that's where I keep my Mill Creek stuff. Last bit of my collection here is above my bed. And it's my VHS collection because you can't get rid of some of this stuff. Now, I don't actually have any of this in my database. We also have more of these collections up here, like the Charlie Chaplin collection. We've got Star Trek collection, Back to the Future, a couple of those bigger box sets. So, yeah. While it's not actually into my database, I do have some fun VHS stuff. That's my collection. That's how I've organized it. Like I said, it took a lot longer than what I was expecting for me to reorganize and put everything into the database, mainly because I decided to add the numbers and the back tag here. But I just find that I love having that on the back. First off, it personalizes the collection, and well, if you see this, you know it's part of someone's collection, which I think is really, really cool. But also, it's just helpful to have that sort of information on the back here. And, yeah, that is how I have organized my collection. Super cool, super fun. There's like a 9-month period where I did not have everything in my collection inside the database, so I didn't know if I actually owned something or not, and I couldn't just look up any film, so I'd either look it up on the database, and then I'd have a selection of films and boxes that I would just dig through to find something. So that was a nightmare that is finally over. I'm so excited to finally get this done. So yes, at some point I probably am going to make videos actually going through my collection, show you guys what I actually have. But for now, I think that's all this video is going to be. So, thank you guys for watching. And if you've got any advice for people collecting movies, of how to store it or organize it, let me know in the comments section below. I love hearing from you guys, and yeah, I'll be back with a new video on Friday, and as always, I love you awesome nerds. See you in the next one, guys.